Stand over there.
All right, we are live. Oh yeah, of course. All right, leg time.
Dang, that's real. I was close too. I was like looking. That's a bad angle.
UMD Nearspace. Are we live?
Let's see. Oh, is it live streaming too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse. Wow, that is even worse. I wonder how many people are watching.
I'm sure.
So I will.
There's no microphone.
Yeah.
I was just moving lawn chairs back over to a more populated area because I was lonely over there.
Okay. So. Just copy link.
Okay, you can definitely ask her. I'm looking at myself.
Long way.
Live, and we're going to show you guys how to do it there.
I need more mobile devices and more cameras.
Basically, like right now, remove the class, but maybe ask him once he's done with responsibilities.
Yeah.
All right, I sent the link in general. I'll send it in the group.
I'll be there right now. He's like trying to launch the balloon. No. Get out of your computer.
Pull it up right now. Like, here's my email.
Yeah. No.
All right, time to bring out the earphones. Stop.
I'm just trying to get pictures of everything so we can get ours set up right.
I looked down and go, is this recording? And it's audio.
The awkward, did you do the peace sign? Yeah. I do that anytime anyone's taking a photo. I can't help it. I'm like, jeez.
The worst part is I was like, so you can't see my double chin in there too. I was like leaning down. Oh man. I like it. I didn't realize what it was at first.
Oh, yeah. It's also probably probably at some point. I don't remember.
Does anybody else want tank training? Tank training going on?
I can help it.
Tank training?
How's that going?
I am in high school still, but I'm looking at the space
I think this were on hills.
Yeah, this one. That's how
It's your take, brother.
Oh, it's all right. I got the ground. This is how I do it every time. Yep.
Because I do like that.
Where's Maddie?
Better.
But I think
I don't know Maddie.
Alright,
I know.
close enough. No, we don't have like this. Okay. We just have space and mess kind of like lumped in. Just like it's like a lot of people and what's the last. I guess this. Yeah,
Hello, hello.
Thanks, Brady.
I was gonna do that, but.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah. It probably won't be. Probably won't be.
So this goes on the bottom of your plate, right?
Hello, hello. Oh, it works. Is it only on the left here? I think it would be only on the left. Oh no! I'm sorry. People are probably getting ASMR right now. Welcome to my ASMR session. Hope you enjoy. There we go. So, what other stuff? Why is it so crunchy?
I go to private school. Actually worse than the public schools. So that's when I'm usually waking up then, I guess. 7:30. That's literally my usual wake up.
Maddie!
And it was like already flat because there was no one day I'll make you know. I burn very easily. The remnants of a burn yes. So I mean take that sunscreen before I go outside. Yes.
I need water. You want this stuff?
Those are some interesting shapes.
Oh, I know. I didn't do
I don't get much range, but...
Is it like on and live streaming? This is quite the fit of mine. Is it like live and stuff? Oh, it's live? Oh. Well, good morning and welcome to NS-118. We are here in, where are we? Hampstead? Hampstead? We're at Hampstead Elementary School. Hampstead Elementary School in Hampstead, Maryland. My name is Maddie. I am apparently hosting this because I am a senior. Well, I'm actually not. I have graduated. And therefore, instead of putting me out to pasture, they have handed me a microphone. Thank you. This is my lawn chair. In BPP, it is a tradition for seniors to what we like to call lawn chair on their final launch. This is to signify that they are able to... Why are you laughing at me? Do I just sound really dry? This is like my fireside chat. This is my fireside chat. Would you like to say hello to your parents? What's your name?
I'm not on it. It might be delayed.
It's probably a little delayed. Oh, that's okay. What is your name, good sir, and would you like to say hello to your parents?
My name is Carmelo. I want to say hi to Lorena and Dan. Thanks for making me born and letting me come out here. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Carmelo, and where are you from?
I am from Morgantown, West Virginia, and I go to Trinity Christian School.
Fantastic. So we got some West Virginians up here. Woo! Well, thank you so much, Carmelo. Any last words you want to say, or you want to just skedaddle off?
Let's hope this launch is successful, and we didn't drive all the way out here for nothing at 4 a.m. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Carmelo. Nice to meet you as well. Well, back to our regular scheduled programming. As I was saying, it is a tradition in the balloon payload program for our seniors to sit in a lawn chair at their final launch so that they are able to signify the passing on of knowledge. We do this mostly to show that they can be very hands-off and they have trained their successors and passed the baton, so to speak, for future balloon engineers to launch balloons. And since I have graduated this past May, I'll do a little bow. I am now an actual aerospace engineer. That's weird. I have been told that I have nothing more to give to the program. And so I have been put in a chair, a lawn chair, and given a microphone to talk to people because I am nothing but an old cow put out to pasture. Thank you, Ainsley. Ainsley says I'm doing great. I don't really have much to contribute verbally. Well, people got to come to me if they want me to interview them. Oh, we have another interviewee. Who are you? Say your name. Where are you from?
I'm Brian. I'm from Virginia Tech. Go Hokies. Woo! Yeah. This is my pterodactyl payload.
Do you want to explain? I don't think the viewers at home know what pterodactyl is. If you feel comfortable.
I kind of learned what it is yesterday, but it's like a lot of things in one box. That's kind of the point. It's like atmosphere, pressure, temperature, GPS. There's a screen, some lights, SD card for like data, accelerometer. This is a harmless sticker because if it lands in someone's farm, they might think it's like not harmless, especially with all the stuff going on. So now they know it's harmless.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then we have our VT tape.
You want to be interviewed? Well, then.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Brian, from Virginia Tech and his pterodactyl. Thank you very much for interviewing. What do we have going on behind here? It seems we have one of our radar reflectors being set up. I don't know if you're able to see it in the camera view, but we have some of our payloads that are being placed along the flight line over here. As we were talking about, yeah, we do try and put our harmless payload stickers on every single payload that we launch from this balloon, not only for liability reasons, but also so that if it lands in someone's yard and it takes us a really long time to get to where the payloads have landed, they know that it is not a harmful payload, it will not harm them, and it also has the phone numbers of several program members in case they need to contact us and let us know that their payload is there. Hi, Ainsley, you want to be interviewed? Come here. Well, you keep making eye contact with me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the support. Here we have a freshman.
Not anymore. Ainsley.
She's a sophomore now.
Sophomore now. Woo! Oh, I'm one of the... Oh, yeah, I've got my sweatshirt on, but I am a proud member of UMD BPP. I'm one of the sole lonely AOSC majors for anyone who's up at this godforsaken hour watching. Atmospheric science and oceanic, but I like the atmosphere better. Sorry, ocean people. And anthropology, I do it all. Engineering, STEM, well, STEM, engineering's in STEM. That's up for debate. You know, I think I'm talking just fine now. Thank you so much. It feels like there's pressure. I don't know. I mean, you are staring me dead in my eyes. I feel like we're bonding, though. You know that, like, study that's, like, if you stare in someone's eyes for 3 minutes, like, you'll bond? Oh, I don't like people who don't make eye contact. No offense. Sorry to anyone who doesn't make eye contact, but I'm big on eye contact. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone.
And that was Ainsley, our lovely atmospheric sciences freshman, who's not a freshman anymore because she's a sophomore now. You're in between. You're a rising sophomore. Thank you, Ainsley. I don't know if I ever introduced myself. My name is Maddie. I just graduated, and I was an aerospace engineering major, and now I'm just an aerospace engineer. They gave me the degree, and that feels weird. But I've been a part of the balloon payload program since my freshman year. I was part of it throughout the pandemic. I was a big part of having launches happen again through masking and being careful so people didn't get sick. It's been a real pleasure the past 4 years to see the program really bounce back from COVID. We had a really small membership base. It's okay. I'm just using it like a podcast anyways. It's all fine. Don't worry. It's not like anyone's truly watching or listening. I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking at the live stream. I was handed a microphone and I'm just talking. I mean, maybe I should send it to my family. Oh, well, thank you so much to all 7 viewers that we have. I don't mean this satirically. I am very happy that you guys are joining us. I didn't mean it. I said I don't mean it. I mean this sincerely. Thank you for joining us this morning. I think 7 is a record number. We got 7 on the line. If someone will send me the link, we can get 8. Ah, thank you. No, my mother. My mother will join.
I'm listening to this right now.
Oh, is it just very delayed?
Yeah.
Are we still interviewing someone?
No, it's not that delayed.
Okay. Copy link.
Tell people to hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel because we live stream every balloon launch. Unfortunately, I will not be commentating. Commentating, yeah. I'm an engineering major. I will not be commentating every single balloon launch as I have graduated. But still tune in because there's some other somewhat funny, they're not as funny as me, but there's some funny people in this program who I guess can host. But they'll never live up to me. No, they probably will. I'm just talking. And we have some other people here to interview. Who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing? All of the above.
I'm Megan.
I'm Abby.
We're from St. Francis University.
The middle of nowhere in Loretto, Pennsylvania.
And what do you got in your hands here?
I got a pterodactyl. It's
Our child.
Our child. It's kind of falling apart. Months.
So this is your pride and joy.
Pride and joy that's failed me multiple times.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you guys getting this one? Oh, 11. 12 even.
I was going to say like a 5.
No, 12.
Okay.
Well, if we average out a 10 and a 5, we got 7.5. So that's a good confidence level. Are you guys excited to be here? Have you ever been on a balloon launch before?
Nope. Extremely excited though.
Yeah, excited?
Yes.
And how are you guys going to treat yourselves after this balloon launch?
Smoothie bowls.
Smoothie bowls. That is the plan.
You're not going to go to Disneyland like every other person. I'm going to Disneyland.
Even the budget for that.
I think smoothie bowls are a pretty good reward as well. Maybe some sleep, also good.
All the sleep. 12 hours.
I must say I really love your bucket hat. Thank you so much. I'm gonna very humble brag at the moment that I've worn a different bucket hat for every single balloon launch I've ever gone on. I have a bucket of bucket hats at home, and I have made it a little tradition for myself. So this is my last bucket hat, and I really appreciate that on your first one, you're wearing a bucket hat.
Continue on your tradition.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear it.
A fuzzy bucket hat for myself.
Yeah, I have a fuzzy white bucket hat.
You got a fuzzy
so
bucket hat?
that's
You got to save those for the winter launches.
smart. I like that.
Yeah. Because we got some Florida people here who think it's cold. It's not cold. Yeah, you should see what it's like when we're launching in November or December. You don't feel your fingers.
Love.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you guys are staying nice and toasty, though. And I'm glad you guys are wearing the bucket hat. And I'm glad you guys are having a good time. You're having a good time?
Perfect, yes.
All right, anything else you guys want to say to our 7 followers? Maybe 8 now. There's the rest of St. Francis. Hello, St. Francis. Do you guys want to say anything to our 7 people on the live stream? Maybe 8 now. They're good. They're good. They said no. That's okay. Well, thank you so much, Abby, and I'm so sorry, Megan. Thank you so much for joining us on our live stream. You're more than welcome to join us back at any point because I will probably still be sitting here. Thank you so much, and good luck. All right. We have some fun sirens going on in the background. Hopefully everyone's okay. Hopefully they're not coming after us in our balloons. We file NOTAMs with the FAA. It's all good. Anyways, do you want to be interviewed? You do. You know why? Because you're wearing a bucket hat. Bucket hats win. All right. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Why are you here?
I'm Noah Lambert. I'm from Maine, from the University of Maine. I'm a computer engineering major, and why am I here? I got flown out here, and I was told to come out here, and so I've been to the Maine's workshop, Minnesota's workshop, and now I'm here in Maryland at Maryland's workshop.
Fantastic, Noah. We are so happy to have you here. I don't think I've ever met anyone from Maine before. I've never even been to Maine personally, so I should go. I've heard that there's islands there. That was the surprising news to me, geographically. All right, so have you ever been to a balloon launch before, Noah? You've been to 5, so this is your 5th or your 6th? This is going to be your 6th. All right, so this is NS-118, but this is Noah number 6. Yeah. You did walk right in front of the camera, but that is okay. You are all good. Everyone is. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for today?
You know, I'm going to say 11. I'm always really excited to see what other schools are doing and how they do stuff. We got a BLT over here, balloon launch taco or tarp or something, tube. And I really want to see that in action. I've never seen one of those before. I think it would be very cool to watch it happen. And you guys have a absolutely massive tarp, and I think that's sick.
Well, the tarp is credit to Home Depot. Go Home Depot. And what I'll say about our balloon launch tube, I find it really funny that you called it a balloon launch taco, because about 4 years ago when they introduced the concept to me for the first time, they described it to me as a burrito for the balloon. So that's pretty funny. It's interesting, the BLT or balloon launch taco or tube, as you want to call it. has been redesigned quite a bit recently. We've been changing the materials out, trying to use anti-static or flame retardant materials. We've been playing around with different ways to avoid the plastic even touching the balloon, trying to avoid like greenhouse effects, or even if the BLT is too small, it can like misshape the balloon and stuff too. So we try to avoid that. So it's very interesting, and I'm glad that you're gonna get to see what we're doing, because we're also still trying to figure it out. We are happy to have any outside perspectives at any point, and hopefully you guys can shuffle on back to Maine and make something better than us.
Yeah. We'll see. A team of 8.
Yeah.
I helped work on it a little bit yesterday with some of the rips and stuff. We put new straps on it. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we use an industrial sewing machine to sew that up and stuff. So.
Heavy.
It is.
I helped carry it out of the garage bay door, and whoa.
Yeah. Well, I am so glad that you are here, and it sounds like you are having a good time. I appreciate the bucket hat because, as I think I mentioned to you off screen and I mentioned to our viewers earlier, I wear a different bucket hat every single balloon launch. So let's keep that tradition strong. Too many. I got a bucket of bucket hats at home. I actually ran out, and and my mother had to bring this for me for when she came to my graduation. I wore this. She brought this for me. So it has cats all over it, which I'm sure you're able to see, but I don't know if our viewers at home are able to see. But yeah. Anything else? What? They can see the cats? Well, that's very exciting. Anything else you want to share with our viewers at home, Noah, before you go off to do great things?
I hope you enjoy the view that we have going on.
Hopefully you guys will get to see some balloons in my background very soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Noah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Yes, the interviews are going great. Would you like to be interviewed, Jared? That's okay. I don't really either. Hello. Who are you? Why are you here? What's your purpose? Where are you from?
Okay, so I'm Jared, graduated senior, helping with the BPP launch with the tarp stuff and BLT, and then eventually when it gets inflated, I'll help with that too.
And Jared is a good friend of mine. We have both just recently graduated with our bachelor's in aerospace engineering. Woohoo for us. And oh, hi. Oh, you're going to the swings? There's a playground and they're going to the swings. Ladies and gentlemen at home, should I go to the swings? Check the chat. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. People were. I didn't realize there was a live chat. Treating this like it's a podcast. Oh, that's so weird that I can hear myself. Where are the North Florida people at, Evan? I can see the live chat now. We have an Evan and an Ethan fighting about Florida in the comments, which is superior. Let's see if I can find any Florida people for you guys to defend this. I am not from Florida. I am from New York. So both of you guys can mutually hate me. Let's see if there's anyone from Florida who can speak on this debate. Are you from Florida? She didn't hear me. They're behind me? Okay, thank you. Florida. You're from Florida. Okay, you're not from Florida then. You're from West Virginia or Florida. You're from Florida. It's time to defend your honor. Who are you? Where are you from? Why are you here?
I'm Dustin Leonard. I'm from the University of North Florida. We're part of a collective team from Florida for 3 universities, UNF, FIU in Miami, and UCF in Orlando. And we are here part of the NEBP, and we also participate in HASP, which is like a cousin program to this. And today we're going to launch a weather balloon and collect some data.
We're actually going to be launching 2 weather balloons today. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. We have some people in the live stream comments here fighting about South Florida versus North Florida. They seem to be very passionate about it. Someone named Evan Fountain looking for you guys. So I just, that's why I'm looking out for y'all. But anything, you excited for today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
9.5. Yes. There's always got to be, there's always got to be some room for improvement. So I don't want to top out yet.
Fair enough. Good answer. Good answer.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. I know you and your team are very busy, especially since you're representing 3 different schools while you're here. So I'll let you get back to it. But thank you very much for joining in on our live stream today. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they are about to unroll the balloon on the first balloon onto one of our BLTs, or balloon launch tubes. That is the white tarp in the background, if you can see that. They are going to gently lay that out, and then from there they're going to start inflating it with helium. Once the neck insert is properly inside of it, I believe that the first one that they are inflating has the both balloons that we're launching today have venting systems, but the one that they are currently using is the Montana venting system. So that was not created by the University of Maryland. However, the second balloon that we will be launching today will have Maryland's venting system that is called GHOUL, GHOUL, and that was built by the University of Maryland Balloon Payload Program team. Hi. Did you have fun on the swings?
Oh my god, I had so much fun.
They had so much fun on the swings.
There was an egg thing, and you could get inside this egg thing and spin around.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I had a great time.
You see, we really do a good job at educating our youth in the Balloon Payload program. We encourage them to have fun on the swings and learn about inflating balloons at the same time. I don't really see too many other people here who are willing to get interviewed at this moment in time, so I might just start cold calling people. Kaylin, are you busy? You want to say hi to the live stream? Here is our launch director for the day.
Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing?
Hello, everybody watching at home. 8 viewers. I'm the launch director for today's launch, directing the 2 launch directors for each of our sub-teams today. My role is really just to coordinate between the two launch directors. They're really pulling all the weight. Crudy and Sima, shout out to them. Going to go do a little walk around right now and check in on how things are doing. Maybe I'll get you guys an update so you can follow along at home too. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Kaylin, and good luck launch directing. Yeah. So today we have a little bit of an untraditional system that we usually do for launch directing. So normally we'll usually have one person as our launch director, but today, since we have so many people on the launch pad, plus 2 balloons that are working actively as different launches, we actually have decided to go with 2 different launch directors, with one launch director kind of acting as a liaison between them. So Kaylin, the person that we just spoke to, is our liaison, so to speak, between the 2 launch directors, and Crudy and Sima, who you may see running around in the background, are wearing pink and yellow vests, high visibility vests to be specific. So keep an eye out for them in the background. It looks like now they are starting to lay out the balloon itself, so that they can soon begin the inflating the balloon with helium, the inflation process. It's quite early. We all woke up very early. I'm just talking about how tired I am now. We're fairly tired. This is the coordinator of the live stream, Titania. I'm sure you've seen him before. I've run out of people to interview. So, yeah. My quip.
That bracelet, I don't know. You had stuff prepared, you said.
I used it all. I mean, it was mostly just to talk about the bucket hats. I mean, I can keep talking about like what we do on balloon launches and stuff. I could banter. Yeah. Sleepy. Oh, they lost the picture for a little bit. Oh, picture's back though. That's good. Didn't realize. What happened? Yeah, you guys in the chat. Oh, we have 12 people now. Hello, our 12 people watching our live stream. For those who have joined us, my name is Maddie. I just graduated from the balloon payload program, and they have not put me out to pasture yet. So I am here to narrate everything from the balloon that is happening at today's balloon launch from this launcher, as is tradition in the Maryland balloon payload program. Our seniors get to sit in a lawn chair at their last launch to signify that they have trained their successors. And now they get to just sit back and watch them do it. Or in my case, comment on them doing it the entire time. So, do we have any questions from the chat today about what we're doing, balloon payload program, about launching balloons in general? It doesn't even have to be about balloons. You can ask about UMD. You can ask me questions, ask any questions of people who come up. Otherwise, I'll be periodically still grabbing people over for interviews, probably randomly into this microphone. Ooh, we got a 13th person. This live stream is popping off. We got people from everywhere watching. So do we have any questions from the chat today? I am looking at the chat here. If we don't, I'll just keep grabbing people, or I'll just keep talking. Dan, are you doing anything? Come here. Dan. Dan does not want to be interviewed, and he has not given me my consent, but I would like to argue that he is one of the most interesting people here, and he is purposefully ignoring me off camera. Damn. Disrespectful, Dan. This is my last launch. You won't even be you know what? Fine. Hey, JJ, you doing anything? Okay. JJ is doing something. He's blowing his nose. Leave him alone. Oh, well, hello there. It is getting fairly warm. I may pop off screen soon to take my layers off. It's getting a little toasty. Hey, West Virginia girl, whose name I don't know. Natalie! You want to be interviewed? Cool. You walked by and you weren't doing anything. Yes, we are live. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you here? I'm going to take my coat off screen while you're talking. Okay.
I am Natalie Fout. I'm a student at Glenville State University here with the WVU team. And right now behind me, we are about to launch 2 high-altitude balloons. We're split up into 2 teams. We have people here from 7 different universities in the southeast region of the country as part of the nationwide eclipse ballooning project funded by NASA. Awesome. Yeah. And I'm sure she already said most of that, but oh, okay. Little intro there for you then. Yeah. Thank you. Super excited. Thank you.
And you're from West Virginia, correct? What year are you and what major are you?
I am going to be a junior, and I'm a math education major.
Very exciting. That definitely could be true, but you're definitely not the only non-engineer. Yeah, and even inside, yes, exactly. Not even just from the other schools, from BPP as well. We got other people, so that's very exciting. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to be here today?
20.
20? Wow, that's pretty big, you guys. And is this your first balloon launch ever?
This is my first balloon launch.
Wow, that must be really exciting. But it's not your last, right?
No, definitely not. We're excited for the eclipse launches. Yes.
Yeah, and you are headed to both Ohio and Texas for the eclipse launches, most likely, right?
Yes, we're in Odessa, Texas, October 14th.
Odessa, Texas. That's not too far from where I'm actually moving myself. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. You know, that is a real team bonding experience, and I can tell you that personally, as I drove with a team of 6 other people about a little over a year ago to Oklahoma to launch balloons. And that was about a 20-hour drive from Maryland. So pretty long trip, definitely team bonding to say the least. But we ended up having a really good time, even though we stayed in some shady Holiday Inns. So I'm sure you guys will have such a wonderful time as well. And you're going to be a junior when that's all happening, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be interesting in terms of homework, but
Worth it though. Worth it.
Well, Natalie, thank you so much for joining us here today. We'll be here pretty much the rest of the time, so if you have anything else you want to say, you're more than welcome to pop on back to us. But thank you very much. See you later. I didn't realize we were going to Odessa, Texas, actually. Odessa, Texas is where I... All right, we still have no... If there's any questions from the chat, 10 people actively. I mean, it's going up and down. Yeah. Would you like to be interviewed? Okay. Well, she's in the middle of a conversation, but I will pull her over later for sure. Herman, are you busy? Oh. If you are listening in, we are aware that the camera is frozen and we are working on it. It is a work in progress. Still frozen on me and Natalie. Oh, is it? All right, well, I'll believe you. I just don't see it on the live, but yeah. Oh, well. Shout out to my mother and to my Aunt Maria, apparently, who are watching. That aunt is in Italy right now. We have a viewer from Italy. It's my aunt. Oh, the image is back. Who is going to be my next victim for interviewing? Dr. Bowden, do you want to be interviewed for our live stream? Dr. Bowden's a little camera shy, but she's here and she's very cool and we love her. Who else can I grab then? Who else do I know that I can harass who isn't doing things? Hey, Dan. You want to be interviewed? That's Dan in the orange vest walking behind me, also camera shy. So balloon launches, sometimes they can be a little bit of waiting. Yeah, especially if yeah, Herman's nodding at me and agreeing. That was an interesting noise that we just heard from a helium tank. That was a noise that I would classify as one you don't want to hear from a helium tank. But, however, I don't know if you can quite see it in the background, but I think you can actually. Yeah, you definitely can from the live stream, but you can see that the white tarpon behind me is starting to slowly rise. That is because that is what I've been calling our BLT, our balloon launch tube. The balloon is wrapped up in it like a nice cozy burrito, and as we start to inflate it with helium, the tarp begins to rise, the balloon expands, and then it starts to gain lift. I believe they are only working on the first balloon still. As I briefly mentioned before, someone with your last name, Titania, wants to hear from Dr. Bowden in the comments. Someone with your last name. Hey, Dr. Bowden. Dr. Bowden, the people in... Oh, she's doing actually important things, such as inflating a balloon. And here we have, hey, Crudy, are you busy? Okay, all good. Hey, Shipman, are you busy? I think half of this live stream is going to be me saying to people, hey, are you busy? Herman, come say hi. This is Herman. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing?
I tie on balloons.
What does that consist of?
We attach all the payloads to the flight line. So that's we thread it through, tie knots on both sides, make sure everyone has washers, cotter pins, all that.
Thank you very much, Herman. I know you're very busy, so I'll let you go. Thank you. So Herman is part of our Team Tie-On. We got about 3 people on Team Tie-On here today. If you see them in the background, they are the people running around in the orange high visibility vests. They are mostly in charge of not only tying the payloads onto the balloon, but securing them for flight. They are the main people responsible for using specialized knots, I would say, in order to secure different payloads depending on their different needs and their placement on the line, as well as attaching that line to the balloon and parachute and our venting systems in a secure manner. As a program that launches things into the sky that have to come back down, we do our very best to make sure that anything we are sending up there is not only approved by the FAA, but also is going to be able to safely come back down. One of our main payload requirements is that payloads are now frangible on impact. So what this means is that if the payloads were to have a heavy, a hard landing, as we would say, or were to, say, be struck by a vehicle. Huh? If they were to be struck by a vehicle, the payload would easily fall apart instead of damaging the actual hardware. What's up? Huh? No. No. No, I said if the payload was struck by like a vehicle. Because our payloads have been struck by vehicles before. Or vehicle has struck our payload. There was no question. He just misheard me. All right, I've now been left alone with the microphone. I no longer have a cameraman. If anyone has any questions, I am more than happy to answer them. Let's see what's going on behind us here. Over here on my right, I guess this would be your left from the camera, we have our Team Tie-On, as I was talking about before, making sure that all of our payloads that we are flying today are securely attached to the payload line and also are well within our payload requirements for the balloon payload program. We don't want these to hurt anyone when they come back down. We also don't want them to have anything that would be an electrical issue. Sometimes certain types of batteries can be very dangerous or flammable if they are not handled properly. So we go through several safety checks on the pad as well as in the meetings leading up to the balloon launches to ensure that all of the payloads are safe and ready to fly. We call these our design reviews. Within the program, if the payload is being built within the program, a design review usually will happen before we even order the parts to make the payload. However, in order to prepare for an actual balloon launch, all payloads, including external ones, must go through a flight readiness review. This is basically just a checklist where you bring your payload, you have to be able to show us the inside of the payload, and we go through it to discuss the many different ways that the payload project team is ensuring safety. Safety is a really, really big part of what we do here at BPP, and it is important for obvious reasons. I thought I had a cameraman back, and he's now gone. Let's check the chat. See if there's anything else going on. Nothing. There's nothing new. Meredith, you took the accident of taking a break. Hello. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? What do you want?
There we go. Hi, I'm Meredith. I am part of Team Tyon. I am the lead Tyon for the Snoopy balloon. Yeah, Snoopy balloons. That has all of our BPP payloads on it. And I think 2 pterodactyls on it. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're doing pretty good right now. Schools are actually taking to Tyon really, really well, which is really fun. And we'll be flying some fun. You'll hopefully get to see someone running the parachute soon. If you would like to run one of the parachutes, Maddie, because it is your lawn chair launch, you could definitely do that. Okay. I'm going to go. Yes.
Yeah, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
I'd say 10. Pretty excited.
Out here today. All right, Meredith. I know you're very busy, so I'll let you go. Yep. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Dr. Bowden. They're requesting you. The live chat is requesting you. Chatanya's mom. Well, then face the camera and say hello. All right, Dr. Bowden, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you here? All of the above.
Okay, this is so embarrassing for me, but I am apparently leading this circus, you might say, with all due respect. And we're going to launch 2 balloons today and have a good time doing it. It's an educational experience. So thank you, Maddie. I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think that's enough to satisfy Chatanya's mother. So thank you very much, Dr. Bowden. All right, and that was Dr. Bowden. She is the founder and principal advisor for the Nearspace Balloon Payload program at the University of Maryland. She is the personal mentor for pretty much all of the UMD Balloon Payload program students, especially the ones who are here on the launch today. She was the one who actually founded this program way back in 2003, I believe. So that was when I was, that's right, 2 years old. It was when this program started. And yeah, I mean, she's been launching balloons ever since then. And this is our 118th launch today. Technically, there's been a couple in there that weren't counted. There's been a couple A's and B's. Oh, thank you so much, Meredith. Meredith, that was a very good example of bullying. And
this program is as old as I am. I was born the same year this program was founded.
You were born in 2003. Okay, so this program was founded in 2003. Meredith was born.
Yep.
2 years old.
The program admin is as old as the program.
The program admin is as old as the program, and the previous one is 2 years older than the program.
Pretty good.
You do have 2 generations of program admins in front of you guys right here. That just means we're in charge of organizing the program, choosing dates for launches, or at least ideal dates for launches, because the weather does not like us. And taking notes during meetings, and really just tracking down Bowden. It's a lot of finding Bowden. And where is Dr. Bowden? Which office is Dr. Bowden in? Has Dr. Bowden sent that email yet? No, she hasn't. Find Dr. Bowden. Have her send the email, because she hasn't.
There's like a 98% chance at all times she has not sent the email.
Mm-mm. If there is no email sent, it was Bowden.
I'm going to go find my final flight weight. Good luck.
She's going to go find her final flight weight. Thank you very much, Meredith. So why is she finding the final flight weight? So we do this because we want to know exactly, think of it kind of like a force body diagram or a free body diagram, depending on how your engineering school wanted to call it, or your physics teacher wanted to call it. But your FBD, if you take a look at that, you have the lift force from the helium that's inside of the balloon pulling up. And then you have acting in the opposite direction, the force due to gravity acting on all of the payloads, pulling the balloon and the payloads back down. In an ideal world, for these balloons to be neutrally buoyant, we want that level of helium and payloads to be fairly equal. The force, I cannot speak because I'm very tired, I apologize. The lift force and the weight of the payloads in the balloon should be about even, so at least you have some ascent. And thank you for the thumbs up. You have some good ascent in there, and you are actually able to get some lift. You are giving me Romeo, but I am not Juliet. So this is Romeo. I would let him introduce himself, but he would probably just apologize. Okay, Romeo, who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? Why do you always apologize?
Should I look at the camera? Is this working? Okay. I'm Romeo. Why am I here? Who are you? Why are you here? I'm a student at the University of Maryland. Like most of the people on the Balloon Payload program. Actually, I guess all the people. Anyway, but no?
Oh, are UMD students?
Yeah.
All of them are UMD
Yeah.
students, not all of them are aerospace.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm also an aerospace engineer, which is, it's kind of cringe, I know, but why am I here?
You're an aerospace major.
Uh-huh.
You're in the Balloon Payload program.
Mm-hmm.
How
Well,
long have you been doing it?
only since last summer, so I guess about a year. My first launch was NS-101, I think, because Dan, hey,
NS-101.
I think, or NS-111.
Last year?
I think, right after the 100 one.
I don't know if it was maybe you mean NS-110, not 101.
Yeah, that's probably.
101 was like that was when I was.
Okay. Sorry, the number system.
No, you're good.
But
There's been 118
Joe.
This is NS-118.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a lot of them. It's hard to keep track of them.
Jeez.
So your first one was 110.
I think so.
Or 111. Also possible.
Yeah, it was a double launch.
It was a double launch.
I think, yeah.
Probably 110.
Okay, yeah. So Dan convinced me to go on that one.
Okay.
Oh, which was very cool of him. It was awesome. And I went on recovery too, and that was pretty cool. But now,
what do you do in BPP?
well, I really only drive, but that's so. I mean, I really.
That's a really important job, though.
I guess I really enjoyed BPP. I just don't do too much as of right now. I helped a little bit with Atlas, which is our cool ground station. Unlike these, well, I mean, they're also pretty cool.
I don't know if they can see that off camera, but we can turn the camera and show you.
Oh yeah, there's some off camera you can't see, but there's some they're actually really huge. They're like towering. They're 3 meters tall, right? 4 meters. They're like, if you stack like, oh well, I mean like they're, I think like a football field tall. So there's these giant antennas about a football. I'm sorry. But I work. I know. I'm just being a little silly. I'm sorry.
The height of a person.
Woo! They're probably my height. and I'm pretty small. But I helped work with Chitanya on Atlas. I helped with the structures, or the structure of it. So that was the last thing I worked on, and then now that just needs to be 3D printed. But I only really drive. I'm helping on Choppies right now, which is also very cool. And I was too late to help on Spark of Life because they got it ready before I could help. But that's okay. I just feel bad. But yeah, so I don't. Yeah.
Can you explain to them what choppies are?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like. Choppies are our second cut down method as of now. So they were the original cut down method that the balloon payload program used. We have a manual choppies that you can command, and you have an automatic choppies that'll go off automatically, either by a timer or if it passes a certain point. And how they work is you have a very thin cord that's really strong but super thin, and you have these pieces of metal that the cord will lay on top of, and when you send it a command, it'll heat up those pieces of metal that'll burn through the cord, and that'll release that'll cut the cord and then release the whole line of payloads.
So one of the things I like to joke about a lot is that even though they're called choppies, they mostly burn. They burn through the paracord instead of actually chopping it. So they should be called burnies. But
yeah, actually, that's a good name. I was saying we should name them all because we have like 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're now the second. Because there are a few people coming to ask us about it. So now they're now the second, or the redundancy for cutting down the balloon, because we have Ghoul now to float and cut, and then we'll normally have like 2 choppies, I think, flying.
It depends on the kind of thing.
Yeah. So right now we have 2 manual choppies for Snoopy, I think. Yes. 2 manual choppies for Snoopy, and then 2 automatic ones for Charlie. But yeah. So I'm helping on that. I've gotten okay at tying the little San Diego slip knots. So that was an accomplishment. But yeah. That's about it for me. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Sorry. Huh?
San Diego Jam.
Oh, Slipknot's a band. Oh. They are? Oh, see, I'm also not. Haha. 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 But sorry.
We got a lot of dad jokes up in here. We are not the person to ask about knots. Ha ha ha. Well, thank you so much. That was Romeo. Hey, Shipman. And up here we have Michael Shipman.
Hi.
Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing?
My name is Michael, one of many. I am helping launch direct across our multiple balloons and many payloads and many, many people. Yeah, I'm doing great today.
And Michael Shipman is a computer engineering major at the University of Maryland, one of our very treasured rising juniors in the balloon payload program. I know you're very busy, so we won't keep you long, but thank you very much for being here.
Computer engineering is the best major, aerospace engineering. Who needs that?
He's wrong. Ainsley is sitting on the ground. It's reality TV for you. I'm glad. I should have brought my, I have these, big diva sunglasses that I should have worn. I know, I didn't even bring them. A career in, an interviewer? I should have considered a career in that. I feel like I have more talents than that, though. No hate to any of those people who are good at interviewing celebrities. I'm not trying to hate. I just can't listen for that long. I'm good at this because I'm talking. I am not going to be great at the just nodding. I hope I'm doing a good enough job. I was a theater kid, after all. You were a stage crew? Most of the engineering people I mentioned that I was a theater kid to, they always respond with, oh, I did crew. Yeah. It does. It's the people who like the technical stuff who don't want to be in the spotlight. Except the difference is that I wanted to do the technical stuff and be in the spotlight. I am. Not anymore. But now I'm just doing well, now, actually, this could be my comeback. Yeah. I could be back in my theater kid era. Except this isn't a theater and I'm not a kid. But it is you know what, Ainsley, you're right. You're right. It is a mentality. The theater kid mentality is alive and strong in the balloon payload program. Because let me tell you, we're all the stars of the show here, not the balloons. You know what the star of the show is? Apparently it's Herman walking across the camera. Apparently it's not me, it's Herman. Herman, you are the star of the show, though. He's got the new haircut and everything. He did not come to play. I'm a little scared of Herman. I'm terrified of Herman, personally. I mean, look at him. He's walking towards us with such, look at how he walks at us with his hair just flopping up and down the whole time. I know. I'm terrified of him. He's just so inherently a scary person. I mean, it's there's something about how when the wind comes and how it might just snap him like a twig that really freaks me out. He's too lanky. I agree. With so much love. So much love for Herman. Between him and Meredith, I'm afraid that the balloon is going to just drag both of them away one day, like an Up. Has anyone seen the Pixar movie Up? For those who are of an older generation, the Pixar movie Up, the video's gone. Have they just been listening to us? So then they just really heard us hating on Herman and didn't even see Herman. Well, we were admiring Herman so much. Herman's so scary. He's such a scary guy. I'm terrified of his hair and his flowing locks. And the cultiness, the cult of Tyon. Well, we do call the balloon payload program the cult of balloon. Jokingly. Because once you're in, you can't really go. We say academics come first, and we say you need to prioritize yourself and your health and all that stuff. But let me tell you how it really is. Once you're in, you can't leave. You start launching balloons, you're always launching balloons. Once you're in, you've basically signed your soul over to the balloon devil, okay? You're in. I know. I know you. You are. The first meeting you go to, if you dare raise your hand to do something, they're going to give you more tasks. That's the consequence of being competent. That's not just a BPP thing, that's a life thing. So now, as you can kind of see, we have one balloon that's pretty much inflated in the back. It's still under our balloon launch tube. And then we have people kind of crowded around their individual payloads, just setting them up, turning them on, doing some, testing right before the flight, just to make sure that everything is working well. So how about that airplane food, huh? Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? How did I mess it up? It wasn't smooth. Wow. Do you guys hear the criticism that I'm getting here from a freshman? Why are you giving her a microphone? Microphone, we can co-host. Well, you can kick Jeremy out of his lawn chair if you wanted to. He's chilling. Can they even see you if you sit on the ground?
Well, it might just be the top of my head.
So that's the ground station. That's Jeremy over there. Oh, yeah. Strike a pose, Jeremy. Strike a pose. Oh, he already did? Do it again. Strike a pose. That's Ainsley. Woo! That's Ainsley's antenna child. Her baby, as she calls it. Huh? He does. You are really styling, Jeremy. He's got like the shock headphones and everything. Oh yeah. He is having his Top Gun Maverick moment right now. Specifically Maverick. It is the new age, everyone. Go Jeremy. Go Jeremy. Go Jeremy. Go Jeremy. So if Ainsley's sitting on the floor, can the camera still see her? All right. Well, they couldn't quite hear you before. Oh, we have someone who wants to be interviewed. Who are you? Why? Hi.
We need some like a dance break. That was good. Wait, JJ, come back.
So that was Jeremy, JJ. Do it again. I don't think they Oh, wow. That was our lab director. That was Jeremy Joseph. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I know how to spell it, and that's what counts. We have another senior with us here, Cameron Story. Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want?
I came to let you know that I've been drafted onto inflation lead.
Oh. Well, what happened?
Well, the tent we're holding right now because that balloon hasn't even been set up yet.
Wait, no, explain what's going on. In a positive way,
In
Cameron.
a positive way.
No, when you say dramatic, he's just going to be negative.
I'm going to be negative anyway. Right now we're holding inflation on the balloon over there. Right now we're holding inflation on the balloon over there because that balloon has yet to be set up yet. So we need to wait.
That was our inflation lead, Cameron Story. Bye. Lunchbox unboxing. And we have our friendly friend Noah from Maine who's going to be doing a lunchbox unboxing for us for some reason because we are holding on inflation. So we are coming up with activities. So Noah, what's in your lunchbox?
So a few minutes ago, I had this bag of pretzels in there, but I'm currently eating those. Now I have I have some sunscreen.
He has a tube of sunscreen. What kind of sunscreen is it? I feel that this is very important.
Banana boat.
Banana boat. Okay, we'll let it pass. We'll let it pass. Ooh. Only 30. Only 30? I mean, it is banana boat, so we'll let it pass. It is Sport Ultra. Sport Ultra's good. All right. What else you got?
All right, so I got a whole sleeve of saltines. Go for it.
That sounds like you're the mom who brought all the rice cakes to the park. You know, the entire bag of rice cakes.
And so I got 2 more bags of pretzels, and then 1 more Sunbelt Bakery peanut butter chocolate chip chewy granola bar.
What brand is it?
Sunbelt Bakery.
This is not sponsored.
I think they're better than the Quaker Oats.
Guys, the saltines are dry. Breaking news, the saltines that Ainsley is eating are dry. Who would have guessed it?
All my snacks are are flying friendly.
I don't know what he said. Oh, what'd you say?
All my snacks are flying friendly, so they have no foil in them. They don't have like liquid things that will just like break, and they're not over the limit. Like my sunscreen, this was the only one that Walgreens had in Minnesota,
But unfortunately, your sunscreen is a liquid.
but it's 3 fluid ounces underneath, so it's all right. TSA,
But not balloon payload approved. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we do have it as a payload requirement that we are not allowed to fly any payloads, but every single payload requirement can also get a waiver. If the reason is good enough. If the reason's good enough.
I think we should ignore the rule and then make space ice cream, like Phineas and Ferb.
Gotten into some contentious debates over Nearspace ice cream before.
Oh, I've heard.
Oh, yes.
Still debating. I'm still pro ice cream.
I've never been pro. I'm pro ice cream. I'm just not pro flying it. Because it's a liquid, and I feel that is. But here's the thing: the only way to truly contain it is to then put it in a pressurized vessel, like a pressure vessel, basically, to seal it. But then that's. Well, I'm graduating, so once I leave, you guys can fly as much ice cream as you want, and I'll have nothing to say about it. Well, yeah, you guys can fly as much ice cream as you want, but just know that I'm haunting you, specifically.
Space ice cream, so.
I personally have always been a fan of, so our last launch of the fall semester, this past fall semester, we launched a bunch of bagels. And we also launched, it is allowed because it's food. And we also, I'm pretty sure the people who wanted the bagels, covered it with, like some sort of shellac, like epoxy or something like that. So you couldn't eat the bagels. Well, they were from a bagel company or whatever. So that's why they were doing it. And they also flew some yeast as well, and then attempted to make bagels with the yeast. I don't know how successful that endeavor was. However, I've personally always been a fan of the idea of flying some yeast and then making some space beer out of it. Wait, how old are you?
I am a minor and under the legal drinking age, and I would never imbibe alcoholic beverages.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
All right. I apparently am the only one here who can legally drink. That's fine. I'm only surrounded by children.
I'm not a minor. I lied.
No, you're 19, but you can't drink.
But I would imbibe.
So if we were, for legal purposes, if we were to make space beer, I would be the only one drinking it.
We would put it away for 2 years.
For 2 years? I can do my darndest.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That could be our first drink.
Yeast, how long does yeast stay alive? Because we could just keep the yeast, use some of it for your beer, and then when we turn.
You can also just fly more yeast. It's not that heavy.
True.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long yeast stays alive, so.
Okay, how many launches do we do per year?
Usually about 2 or 3 launches a semester.
Okay, so let's go with the bigger numbers. So 6 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So NS-30.
You guys heard it. NS-130. We're going to have space beer. NS-130.
Actually, I'm going to need.
What? You're going to make mead? You'll come back for NS-130 to make space beer? I have no idea. I have never made beer before. I've never even made bread before from yeast. No, I mean, I once used one to make a bread with a bread maker or something, but that's kind of cheating. Yeah. I'm not known for my cooking talents, I'll say. I have many other ones, such as math. I'm decent at math. Mm-hmm. Engineering, some would say. I did recently attain a a bachelor's in aerospace engineering. But not space beer, unfortunately. If anyone out there knows about an undergraduate degree in space beer, call me. Really? A fermentation science degree? I might need, maybe I shouldn't graduate. I'll come back and I'll get a degree in fermentation science at the University of Maryland. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that they were starting that. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, UMD future grads of the fermentation science major, we have this amazing program on campus called the Balloon Payload Program. Seen behind me. We'll fly your yeast. We'll ferment all of your beer or other non-alcoholic things that should become alcoholic. And we'll make them space rated. Near space rated. Not aerospace rated, because then it would cost $1 million. Literally, aerospace rated tape is like 10 times the price as like the same duct tape you can buy at Home Depot. It's aerospace rated. Who knows? It's not aerospace rated. It must be why all the bureaucratic red tape is aerospace rated. I told you were going to crash.
I know. I'm not crashing yet. I'm feeling it.
The camera is, we are getting word now that the camera is down. We are aware of that. It is currently being fixed. So I think that just means you have to listen to my voice more. Podcast. That's going to make the final cut.
I think opening credits. NS.
You know, like Troy and Abed in the morning. Maddie and Ainsley in the morning.
Guys, we are not delirious at all. We have
to harmonize. We have to harmonize for it.
I am so tone deaf, but I will try my best. Hold on.
You do the same note that you did last time, and I'll go the lower note, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Maddie and Ainsley in the morning. I don't think that was the same note.
It wasn't.
I told you I'm tone deaf.
We can do it again when the camera comes back up. And Noah. And Noah. Hey, JB. Hey, JB, you busy? Yeah. You okay. Never mind. Someone's always doing something. It's okay because their camera's down anyways, I realize. Is that the little camera or the stand? It's the little camera. Hello. So tiny. Can you still see all of us? Welcome back. Men, women, and everything in between. Through NS-118. You are here with Maddie Lebetkin.
And Ainsley Giles.
And
Noah Lambert.
2 of us are from the University of Maryland, and 1 of us is from Maine, this foreign country called Maine.
I'm not convinced it exists.
I don't know. People tell me that there's islands there in Maine, lots of them. I don't know. If you're part of the continental U.S., I mean, if you're part of the continental U.S., how can you have an island, Mr. Maine? Explain that to us.
That's a really good question. But we do have a bridge that connects them.
Really? A single bridge?
Single bridge. Yes. So sometimes it gets shut down and we get stuck. But it's okay.
That sounds like Roosevelt Island in New York. Well, you heard it here, folks. Maine has islands. It's a real place. And it has bridges. Or just one. There's many bridges, allegedly.
I'm taking our camera.
You're taking our camera. I mean, like, you can take our camera. They're just gonna miss us, I'm sure.
Let's find it near
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that. It's just I was gonna say we should do Malcolm. We can do it. We're gonna do it for that one anyway. Because that one's close. All right.
I can just yell for someone or radio someone. I have my handheld.
I like the shoe choice. Those look
Me?
sweet. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
They look really cool.
Thank you. Reebok, yeah. I'm getting shoe compliments right now. I got some nice... I moved the whole lawn chair. We do have a free lawn chair, by the way, if one of y'all want to sit in it. But otherwise, you can sit around me on the floor like you are children and I'm telling you stories. I wish I had a banjo right now, so and like a little puppet. No, a banjo specifically. When I was in elementary school, there was a man who would come in and he would sing us like little stories, like as songs while playing a banjo, and he had a snake puppet. I want to be him. I think his name was Bill Gore or something like that. Not Al Gore. Not Bill. Maybe I could be confusing this guy playing the banjo who came to my elementary school with the 2000 election. However, I don't believe that I am. Mom, if you are watching this, please confirm Bill Gore's name.
We have some people watching from India, and we have some people watching from Italy and Puerto Rico. Very exciting. We are going international here in the Balloon Payload program, which is awesome considering our balloons usually don't go past West Virginia or Pennsylvania. So welcome to everyone who's tuning in right now. I believe where we on NS-118, it looks like we have one balloon that is fully inflated. Way.
In progress. TBD. I should have worn my Snoopy March.
I don't know if anyone has one. We should.
I have a little Snoopy stuffed animal.
I think they came up with the names like pretty late. Like just for fun. Yeah. I think they're cute though.
They're cool. I like them.
Yeah, we usually just go like Alpha and Bravo. Or like a scented float balloon. Yeah. So that, for those who are watching at home, there are many different kinds of balloon launches. So what we are doing today is what we like to call a double balloon launch, but there are also single and tandem balloon launches. What's the difference, you might ask? Well, as you can probably gather, a single balloon launch is just one balloon that's being launched on its own. And then we will have a double balloon, which is where we have two balloons that are completely separated from each other that will either launch at the same time or sequentially very soon after. And then we finally have a tandem balloon, which is where we once again have two balloons. However, these two balloons are connected by their flight lines below so that they fly in tandem. I like to explain a tandem launch to work with. We have our ascent balloon and our float balloon. The ascent balloon is going to have more helium inside of it than our float balloon will. So the ascent balloon quite literally will drag the other float balloon up to whatever our given altitude is. And as Romeo talked about earlier when he was over here being interviewed, we then have our choppies that don't actually chop, they actually burn. They will burn one of the balloons, the ascent balloon away very specifically, leaving the float balloon to remain at whatever that given altitude is.
Where did the harmless payload stickers end up?
And that float balloon ideally will stay at that altitude with a ascent rate that's close to 0 at Good shape. Huh?
It's now on. Was it off? Have I been talking and giving a thorough explanation of this without it being on?
No. Well, it was a wonderful explanation.
That makes me quite sad.
I hope it was.
I don't. How much did they hear? Bill Gore is correct. My mother has texted me. His name was Bill Gore. I did not confuse it with the year 2000 election. His name was Bill Gore. Bill Gore played the banjo and had a snake puppet. Oh, they're running with the parachute. Nice. If y'all at home did not hear my long explanation of the different kinds of balloon launches, please send a message in the chat. Oh, I don't want to bore the same 13 people over and over again. So if you guys missed it, just send a quick message in the chat to someone and I can explain it again. We lost Ainsley. You having a good time on your first balloon launch? Not first balloon launch, sixth balloon launch. Yeah. Yeah.
I can. Oh, it's a very comfortable temperature today. I can be in shorts and a sweatshirt today, maybe even a t-shirt later, but we'll see.
As you can see, we are both sporting our bucket hats. That is how ideal the weather is today. It is a beautiful day. I'm glad that you are having such a good time on your sixth launch. Where did you do your other launches? Because it wasn't with BPP, correct?
It's not. So I've done one launch in Maine, in northern Maine. It's probably about an hour or two north of Bangor, which is where Bangor International Airport is, one of the biggest airports in Maine. And then my other launches, where did we go for that? So one of them, we went to Waterville, Maine, where Colby College is. So a little bit down 95, I-95 from Bangor. And then I believe one of our other launches was from a similar location. There goes the camera.
I think we're back to the other one.
Let's go. And then we had an eastbound balloon for the previous two that launched in Maine, and so we had a ground station for that, and we got video 42 miles away, which was really cool. And then my other two went in Minnesota. Those were taking place in southern Minnesota in a small town called Kenyon, and there are a lot of cornfields there. Cornfields, and I think there are other fields there, but I was told by the locals that they were mostly corn, so I'm going to take their word for it. Most of the plants weren't really out of the ground yet, so I couldn't tell for myself. And then our parachute did not work, and it came crashing down, which was fun, on, I believe, both of those launches. And then here we are today. And where are we?
Hampstead, Maryland.
We're in Hampstead, Maryland. Let's go. We left at 5 o'clock this morning, around there, and I fell asleep on the way here. So I was just hoping that I was not getting kidnapped and we were actually showing up somewhere that we could launch a balloon.
We are in Hampstead, Maryland. We are about 1 hour outside of College Park.
Sweet. So I wasn't asleep for that long.
I would love to run the parachute, sure. Come grab me when you need me. Okay. Yeah. Join up. I apparently am about to run off to do stuff, so who wants to host this interview? No, okay. Who are you? What is your name? Why are you here? Are you having a good time?
So my name is Dawn Shirley Schlamkin, and I am having a fun time here. And I was the person that actually ran the first parachute.
Awesome. And did you enjoy doing that?
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
I'm from Bethesda.
Bethesda. Oh, so you're local.
Yeah, so to say.
And are you excited to be here?
Mhm.
Is this your first balloon launch?
No.
No. All right. What other balloon launches have you been to?
My school hosted a balloon launch, so I was also there.
Okay.
And my dad, I think, had another balloon launch that I was there also. So.
Okay.
Those
Wow.
two.
So you're a pro.
So to say.
So does. All right. Well, you've been to pretty much as many balloon launches as me at this point. So. You ran the parachute? I haven't.
You're going to do it like
I know,
now.
but this is my last launch. They just feel bad for me.
Oh.
This is your second launch, so you're going to be the parachute pro going forward.
Okay.
We're going to, when you eventually go to the University of Maryland, we're going to call you up.
Okay.
And we're going to say, we need you to come run this parachute for us. Sure. Because there's no one else that's qualified. Okay. So we'll hang on to your number. Okay. Anything else you want to say before before you? Or anything else you want to tell the people at home, our 13 viewers?
Sure. Well, when you're under that cover there where they pump the balloon up, your hair gets very static, and, well, I saw some people come out there with hair that was standing out, so
Yeah.
that's really funny.
Yeah. You have me guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You want to keep it to yourself? Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, the static is definitely a big problem, and maybe by the time you come here and you're an aerospace engineering major, you'll be. Yeah. Or atmospheric science. Or atmospheric sciences. Sure. You can follow your heart. But we'll keep your number for the future.
Okay.
All right. Sure. Thank you so much for interviewing with us today. It's been a pleasure.
Me too.
Yeah. That's my number. All right.
You can be aerospace engineering or atmospheric sciences, or I guess something else.
Sorry to interrupt the programming, but Maddie, you have to go run with the parachute. Okay. I'm taking your lawn chair, even though I am not qualified to be here. Do we still have video, or am I just sitting here talking to myself? Am I just sitting here talking to myself? Oh, wonderful. I'll narrate. Well, I don't need to be. That's okay. It should be Maddie. Maddie should always be the center of attention. Okay. We are about to have Maddie run with the parachute. It is going to be amazing. I want everyone to be training their eyes on her. Woo! She is running her heart out. Doing wonderfully. My role model, honestly. Oh, the bucket hat was lost. The bucket hat was lost. Too much enthusiasm in that parachute run. I'm hoping she comes back fast. Having the camera just on me is a little intimidating. Noah, you're back. Have any words? Oh, Maddie is back as well. Okay. Passing off the microphone.
I'm sure that my running form for that was supreme. Oh, thank you. I did not do track in high school. I was, as we established earlier, I was a theater kid. Which Ainsley says is a mentality.
It is. You can be a theater kid without having ever been on the stage.
True.
So true.
She did. I was on the stage.
I was props master.
Yeah.
I was in charge of our prop closet and making sure that people didn't steal our props, and also keeping them organized, and also making sure they were on stage on time, which I think I did an okay job.
It's a very important job.
It is an important job. My first show ever, not when I was props master, but when I was training. I forgot to put the fork on the table for the Little Mermaid. That was awkward. Our actress had to just pretend. Hope you all enjoyed that little anecdote. It was totally not necessary to tell. So sorry about that.
So I do see in the live chat that we do have a request for me to go over the different kinds of launches one more time. So I am able to do that. I am sure that the microphone is on this time. I said I am sure that the microphone is on this time. I will just briefly go through it. So as I was saying, said earlier, but I think I accidentally turned the microphone off in the middle of it. There are 3 main types of balloon launches that we have. We will have a single balloon, a double balloon launch, or a tandem balloon launch. A single balloon launch is pretty much what you think it is. We have one balloon with one payload flight line attached to it, flying all on its own. A double balloon launch is actually what we are doing here today. That is where we have 2 single balloons that are acting in
I can imagine. Bring it out. Can someone pass me that camera?
That's cool. We had to like dissect owl pellets here. Oh. Yeah, because they take rodents and stuff, so we had to like find the skeletons. It was really gross.
Are we back yet?
I doubt it. He's trying his best. He is our
Government.
esteemed media personnel. He's killing it.
Oh no, the camera's back.
Camera's back?
The camera's back. I just don't know if they can hear us.
They can sort of hear you. It's working. Ish.
Ish.
Questions?
Okay, well, I think I've explained tandem balloon launches like 3 times now, so,
Alabama.
Yeah. Hey, Alabama.
Alabama.
Anyone want to interview?
Get out
All
of
right.
Yeah.
Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? And are you excited?
Okay, so my name is Jaden Stark. I'm a student at the University of Alabama Huntsville. I'm here with my team, the UMD Space Hardware Club. So I'm Pete Sat, Program Manager. Space Hardware Club. We've been flying high altitude balloons for almost 20 years now. So I've been flying for 4 years. I'm a rising senior at UAH. So yeah, we're pretty excited to participate in the nationwide eclipse ballooning project. We're actually integrating a secondary payload into our pterodactyl right now. We have some student-built hardware. So we're very excited to travel and collaborate with teams from different universities doing ballooning because we're very passionate about it. We're very happy to see a lot of people out here starting ballooning programs for their universities. So it's a great program.
Well, thank you so much for that. And, for those who don't know it, home, Huntsville, Alabama is also known as Rocket City. And I think I see you're sporting your Marshall Space Flight Center. The NASA Marshall Space Flight Center is in Huntsville, Alabama. And I have to admit to you, I am a 2-time Space Camp veteran. So I have been to Huntsville a little too much. But we are so happy to have you guys here with us. And we are so excited that you guys are excited. So scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
We're at easily a 9 up to 10. So I know that we're going for a float, which is something that we have experimented with, and those are always very fun missions because you're, controlling the ascent and descent of the balloon itself. So to have 2 of those going is very interesting. So we always like floats, and we're very interested in the success of this venting system because our previous attempts, it can go crazy sometimes. So I've been on, I've lost count on how many I've done. So in 4 years, it's probably been 40, almost. The club's up to probably 140 something since 2005 starting. So we've flown all kinds of student-run projects. We're a student-run organization, so all of our stuff's mainly done by undergraduate students at UAH. So yeah, it's been going on for a very long time. We have a team here. We have a younger team here who are rising sophomores now, so they trained with us last year. Primarily, but also our adult mentor, Todd McKinney, who's a PhD student at UAH in atmospheric science. I myself am an aerospace engineering student. So we have some diversity. We have computer science as well, computer engineering majors, mechanical engineering majors, a good diversity of skills that can be implemented towards balloon launch.
I had no idea that your program was as large.
It's fairly large. The Space Hall 2005 is the... So that's great. Yeah, it's around then. We had some help from different groups. Bill Brown was probably, he's a big guy at ham radio, but he was one of our helping mentors back then. Of course, I wasn't around for that. It's kind of crazy to think about. There's a lore that goes back 20 years. But our club does more than balloons. It does a rocketry program and an autonomous vehicle program that competes in various competitions like the International CanSat competition and the University Rover Challenge. So we have about 200 students in our organization. That's all student-run, all student-managed, funded through the Alabama Space Grant Consortium, our primary source of money that supports what all we do here. And of course, the Nationwide Eclipse Ballooning Project supports our ballooning operations through their awards. So very large group, a lot of things going on, but ballooning has been a cornerstone since the very beginning of our organization. So
That is so fantastic to hear. I'm glad that it's alive and strong in Alabama.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for interviewing with us today. Is there anything else that you want to say to our 17 viewers? 17 viewers.
One of them is my mom.
One of them is my mom.
Well, I want to thank everybody here at UMD who's put on this program because it is fantastic. All the workshops, all the help, all the support that you provide, and also great organization on y'all's balloon launches. This is incredible. We haven't had the opportunity to see really another group do ballooning stuff outside of our group, so it's very great that University of Maryland has supported this regional workshop. So thank you a lot.
Absolutely, we are so happy to have you here, and I think it's a very interesting point what you just said about how it's really useful to see how other programs do balloon launches. I'll say personally, I went out to Des Moines, Iowa with a couple of other students to see how like the Minnesota people launch their balloons and stuff, and even their skills and the techniques that they've developed over the years are so different from ours. And it's interesting that in some aspects they are much more developed than we are, and in other aspects we're much more developed than them, so we can really learn from them, and I'm sure that we're going to learn a lot from you guys too.
Deployment techniques are very interesting because of course y'all have problems with airspace restrictions. Of course y'all can't launch from campus, but we do, so we optimize our launches from campus. We have a severe weather institute at UAH, so we actually have a high bay with roll-up doors, and it's meant for balloon launches through the National Weather Service. So of course our preparation, typically this type of prep would be done like a night before, and a lot of our optimizations is not so much picking launch site, it's optimizing launch parameters to guarantee a landing location from your set point. So that includes time, but also the ascent rate, the type of balloon you choose, so you have more flexibility in the envelope to choose your burst altitude, parachutes and other factors to control your landing by manipulating those, but not manipulating the launch location.
So you guys are a lot more interested in like the GNC.
Yes. So yeah, we very much modify our ascent rate. We can target it within, of course, you have a fixed like 5.5 meter per second ascent rate, but we might dip down lower, higher.
I would not say that
Fixed, yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
for the purposes of business.
Yes.
But we have done the
Sure. And also we've used smaller balloon envelopes that we've overfilled for max, like guaranteeing lower burst altitudes for favorable recovery. And of course we've worked on vent systems to try and optimize our flights and remote cut down systems and such. That's helped us in our program. So that's just a different way of maybe just planning a flight. But of course the remote deployment, there's a lot that's involved. And for the solar eclipse, we won't have a choice. We will be traveling out of state to reach totality. So there's a lot we need to learn maybe about doing remote deployments.
Absolutely, and I guess you guys make a lot.
You are closer than you guys, but it's still, I think it's about 20 hours for us to get to our launch site. Arkansas in 24 is incredibly close. We'll be about 6 hours away for totality in 24. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah, yeah. And of course, the launch terrain in Texas is not too bad as far as landing in southern Texas. Fields and lack of trees, lack of major obstacles. But of course, trees are a big issue for what we do.
I find it really a lot more focused on the guidance of it.
Yes.
Because it has some really more flexibility.
Yes, and the timing. We'll launch at 2 a.m. if it's favorable.
Wow, that's fantastic. We do so many things at the airport near us, and I would say that like MTO systems really only came into our program back in
Yes.
Before that, our main focus was
Interesting.
and the cheated float.
We did that once, like kind of having multiple balloons on a line. Yeah. One.
Two balloons connected by like one has
Yes. We tried. We call it a piggyback balloon. Is kind of what we call it. One drags the other up to a state to where it might be neutrally buoyant. That's a good term for it too. So yeah, all kinds of funny things. In the future, looking forward, we're looking at solar heated balloons. That seems kind of a trend. Randy talked yesterday.
I wasn't not made.
Several groups are now trying to ditch helium. Helium's become an issue, but what we're doing now is having transparent balloon envelopes, kind of similar to the BLT back here, and coating them black so that they use solar heating to heat the air inside and become buoyant. And they're achieving stratospheric floats for several hours with multiple pounds of payload. Yeah. So they're doing all kinds. So they're basically assembling their own balloon envelopes, getting them darkened so solar heating heats them up, and they float. They'll reach a neutral buoyancy. But before an eclipse, we're interested in when you reach totality, the sun goes away for up to 4.5 minutes. So your flight profile might get kind of wacky. So yeah, it seems fairly cheap compared to paying for helium and latex balloons. So it's something we're going to try this summer. Solar heating balloons. We're starting to get there.
Yeah, we talked about it in our program for a while, but really there's just so many concerns surrounding it, like fronts in environmental health and safety.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Like, I don't think, I mean, I don't have an authority on this subject matter really, but I don't think other schools can end up approving it for that reason.
Sure.
And I think that, I believe that that is like what is the obstacle of other universities for admissions.
Yeah, for travel, definitely. For our institution, we might be able to get that with our closed access kind of facility that we launched from. Hydrogen is something we might eventually start training on. But of course, it's a lot more dangerous.
Make sure that you guys, when you're doing that, make sure you guys are talking to
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'll let you go back to your team and everything, but thank you so much. No, thank you. You've said some really interesting things, and I hope that the people, our 17 people, are learning something new. So thank you. Yeah. All right, so that was one of the project leads or team leads over at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. That was a really interesting conversation. I really didn't know how vast their program was and how extensive it is. So that's really awesome. They seem to have a lot of, they have very different like constraints than we do. I don't know how much you were listening, but they were talking about how they have like a severe weather center at their school. So they're able to launch right out of the like shelter and just put the bay doors up and just walk out with the balloon. And they can launch from campus because they don't have any airports nearby, which is, I wish. Yeah, we could. Yeah, we try to be on the good side of the FAA around here.
We are FAA, maybe biggest fans.
Probably. If there are no fans of the FAA, then we are dead.
Yep.
What are those?
They're custom M&Ms.
They're custom M&Ms. Oh my gosh! What? These are the cutest things ever. Okay, these are way too small for you guys. Yeah, I'll give you like
like a little audio description. They're little M&Ms, and they have like the classic M on one side, but on the other side there's like little balloons and little suns and little solar eclipses and little things that say like UMD BPP or like UMD Nearspace. Oh, this is the cutest thing ever. Who made this? Shippin's mom made these? Wow. Yeah. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see that. Let's see if the camera can focus. Awesome.
Welcome. Interviewed. Hi, Mom. If you're still there, I wouldn't blame you if you left.
Oh, we're gaining. We have 21 viewers right now. We have 21 viewers right now. We have 21 viewers. It's okay. We have 21 viewers. As you can see behind me, we have one balloon that is fully inflated and one that is very close to be fully inflated. Underneath these white tarps that we have here, these are the balloon launch tubes. If you were just tuning in, my name is Maddie. I guess I am no longer a senior. I have graduated. I am a UMD BPP member here at the Balloon Payload program. And this is NS-118, and I'm sitting in a lawn chair because they want me to graduate, which I did. And this is Ainsley, who's a freshman.
I am Ainsley. I am a freshman, but not really, sort of. And I'm an atmospheric science major, which means I'm a little lonely in this program, surrounded by engineers, but they're cool, I guess.
She's fine.
Some of them, and I will not name names, have said meteorology is fake and a guessing game. It is not. It is only slightly guessing, and that is my piece on that.